must be prepared to handle brush fire conflicts anywhere our free world allies are threatened.
It seems like any time that there's like a big altercation with a foreign power, World War III gets thrown around.
Right.
You know, and I think people are concerned about that. And
yeah,
but a lot of them seem kind of excited about it too. You know,
yeah,
when we lived down in Reading, there were all the big fires, right? And my daughter was unhappy living in Reading, and she wanted her life to change. She wanted our house to burn down. She was basically hoping our house would burn down, so that there was an excuse for our entire lives to change. And so I think about people, maybe they're doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people who are desperately unhappy are definitely going to be more likely to hope for big changes. So there's nothing unusual about that. But, you know, right before World War I, there was a lot of sentiment like, you know, men aren't men anymore, and a big war is just what we need to sort of teach the next generation how to behave, and it'll be over by Christmas. We'll go off and have a wonderful little war, and that's going to inject some juice into our society, some vitality. What happened instead is that entire generation basically got decimated, and, you know, Europe lost a huge amount of money. America got a lot of money because they had to act as creditors to Europe. You know, it completely destroyed their way of life, this thing they were looking forward to. So I think it's possible to be dumb.
Well, not to mention we also, you know, publicly lashed Germany, leading to the rise of Hitler and the next generation being decimated as well, you know?
Yeah. So, although then again, I feel like not from World War I, but World War II, you can definitely make the argument that, like, for the people who lived, life was better after than before.
Oh, like, absolutely. Definitely in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, before World War II, Germany was poor, like beyond poor.
Yeah, they weren't doing well.
Yeah, like beyond poor, like wheelbarrows of money to buy bread, you know, poor.
Yeah. And, well, I don't even mean necessarily as much in Europe, because, like, Europe in some ways was benefited, but in, I think, most other ways, Europe was, like, decimated for decades, you know, just because their infrastructure had been destroyed. But in the United States, like, inequality, for one thing, you know, compare the inequality of, like, the 20s and the 30s to the inequality of, like, the 50s. It's much, much less, because suddenly, you know, everyone, the GI Bill was like, if you're a white dude and you fought in the war, you get to go to college. You know, it led to really decades of prosperity. So I don't know. I think there is an argument that a good world war can shake things up, but also it kills a lot of people. And we can't have a world war today because we have nukes. World war shakes things up in the sense that we all better get well acquainted with the plow and the horse and how to use them.
Yeah. I don't know what we'll end up doing. How do you see this ending? Do you see it ending soon?
I mean, I don't think that it'll lead to World War III or anything. I get that out right now.
You don't think what?
I don't think it's going to lead to World War III or anything. I think those have been very sort of dramatic predictions, and, like, it's good to be worried about something that, although unlikely, would be tremendously consequential if it happened, right? It's good to sort of have your mind on that so you can avoid it, but also, like, we're not going to go to war with Russia. If they invade a NATO state, then I don't know, but I don't think Putin's going to do that.
They invade NATO space, yeah.
Right.
Well, for all the listeners on the conservative radio stations that we're on, you heard it here first. The millennial said it's not leading to World War III, so you can relax.
Thank God. I mean, I have been widely applauded for my general knowledge of all topics, so that's not true.
Wasn't it just a few weeks ago that you were saying we shouldn't talk about anything except for the two things that we actually know about?
Yeah, but it's talk radio, so
yeah.
I think as long as we repeatedly mention to our listeners, this is, you know, radio for and by dumb people.
Right, yeah.
You know.
Well, I think that's really what the world needs, is basically normal people talking about stuff and not hating on each other while they talk about it, And
Oh, we're just hating on the people who aren't in the room.
Well, no. I'm hating on Putin.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on conservatives or anything like that. I mean, we all have family members. We have friends who are these people. We have to try to understand the other side. Putin, I got nothing for Putin. Putin needs
okay. I feel like usually I'm hating on conservatives, but you're barely restraining me.
Oh, come on. You're young.
That is true. I am young. And I don't have friends. I don't have friends or family who are conservative at this point, really? Except maybe Andrea. Yeah.
You're not even sure about her?
Well,
I'm not sure about her either. She wears it pretty close to the chest. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure if she's conservative Christian or if she's like, devil worshiping liberal. I'm just not sure.
And Andrea is unknowable. And I mean, that's the way it should be. But as far as like when I was 14, I had friends who were conservatives, but not now. I have
a 14-year-old conservative.
Well, right, because all of our it didn't matter what any of our opinions were, because we were all they were just our parents' opinions, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I was a kid in the 90s, and we were listening to music about hating on Reagan, so I knew nothing about this stuff.
Right, there you go. Well, I mean, neither did we really, but we talked about it. We talked about politics a lot in elementary school and high school, but we didn't understand it. Our arguments were dumb and didn't make any sense, but we thought they did.
You'll feel good to know that even in your 40s, when you go to the bar, they're that too.
Right. Some things never change.
And they don't make any sense, and people are just pulling crap out of nowhere and referencing nothing on all sides. It is just the level of stupidity. And don't get me wrong, I at least know I'm stupid. That's the problem. I know, get in your lane, know your place. You're totally dumb. But no, nobody knows it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're doing on the radio.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if you're liking it, we're coming up on a commercial break right now. So stick around and you'll get more of this nothing. You're listening to Radio Wasteland.